Today we're doing the quadratics, functions, and equations quiz 4. This covers completing the square and quadratic standards 1.
Okay. And on this particular one, I'm going to help you more than I normally do. Okay? But just because we want to get it done now. All right?
Okay.
All right, cool. And then we click the button that says...
Let's go.
What? That doesn't say let's go. It says let's go. Ooh. What is the missing constant term in the perfect square that starts with x squared plus 6x?
Is it 3? Or it's 3 squared?
Yeah, it's 3 squared. So what is that? What's that as a constant term? You don't write 3 squared, do you? You just write whatever 3 squared is.
No. Oh, no, 9.
Yeah. This is the tricky one. Graph the function. I'm going to have to do this one for you, okay?
Okay.
Alright. So that's the x vertex. You want to find the vertex and then the y-intercept. So we use this function to find the vertex. So that would be negative 2, which is 2 over 2 times 1 over 5, which is 2 over 5. So then, let me just...
No, it's actually times 5 because 5 is already in the denominator and you're dividing by it.
Okay, so we'll do your shortcut way, which is what? What's the x value then?
The x value is positive 5.
So it's negative 2. Sorry, the negative b is going to be 2 because that's a negative 2, right? That's b. Yeah? So the numerator is...
It's going to be 2.
It's positive 5.
Positive 5 is the x value, okay?
Yeah.
All right. So positive 5, and then the y value, if we plug in positive 5... So... we have this. So if we plug in positive 5, that would be positive 5 is, so positive 5 squared is 25 divided by 5 is 5, right? So that would be 5. Oops. Okay, so positive 5 squared is 25 divided by 5 is 5, right? 5 minus 2 times 5 is 10 minus 1. So that would be negative 6. Negative 6. So the vertex will be 5, comma, negative 6. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So that will be 5, comma, negative 6. Yeah? And then for the what's the next thing we need to do?
Find the find the y-intercept.
Okay. How would we do that?
By plugging x to 0 in.
Okay, so what's the answer?
Negative 1.
Yes. Rewrite the function by completing the square.
Okay.
So let's do this. What's the first thing you want to do?
So move the 1. Right. Oh.
Yeah.
What do I do?
Just click in it. Oh, just click.
Okay.
Okay.
move the 1. Move the 1. So, so 4x squared plus 4x, and big space 1, and then
What comes before the 1?
plus,
Yeah.
plus 1, and then it's 2, so then plus,
No. You've got a coefficient in front of the x.
oh, so then I would factor out 4, so then 4 is x plus
Is it x or is it something else?
x squared plus x,
Yeah.
and then so
No. So undo that closed bracket. Okay. Now put the closed bracket over here. And then put the plus 1 on the end. Okay. So now what? There. What'd you do now? You need to complete the square.
So, well, oh, is B1?
B is half of the coefficient of x, right? So what's the coefficient of x?
It's 1.
Okay, so what's B?
1/2.
Yes.
So I write plus 1/2?
You need to write plus B squared. So what would that be?
Plus B squared, which is plus 1/2 squared.
Okay. And then you added
then-
that in
and
there.
then
What
this
do you do on the other one?
On the, what's
And
oh?
what do you put in here?
Then in here you put minus 1/2 squared.
Almost. But what are you missing because this has been factored?
Oh, the brackets.
No.
No,
This
no,
is-
no,
this
no.
is-
Four open bracket, close bracket.
Yeah, so basically you've added a half squared, but it's being multiplied by 4, so you need to subtract a half squared, but you need to multiply by 4. So that'd be 4 times, so you do minus 4 times a half squared.
Minus 4 times
So just put minus
minus 4
and then half
times
squared.
half squared.
Does that make sense? Because you added a half squared here, but really you added this times 4
I know.
after distributive property. So you've added that here, so you need to subtract the same here. So that becomes minus 4 times a half squared. Yeah?
Okay.
All right? So then now you haven't, it's still the same equation, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what's next? Tell me before you do it. You can simplify that bit, and let's go ahead and just clean this straight up into completed into perfect square
okay.
form. So what's this going to be as a perfect square?
4
Yeah.
x plus 1/2
Yeah. Yeah.
equal plus. Oh no, that's it.
Yeah.
And then okay, so then we simplify this.
Yeah.
So negative 4 times 1/2 is negative 4 over 2.
No, because this is 1/2 squared.
Oh, so I guess I'll do 1/2 squared first.
Yes.
1/2 squared is 1 over 4.
Yes.
So then 1, so then that's negative 4 over 4, so then that's negative 1. So negative 1 plus 1 is 0.
Yes.
So is this
Just to be in this same form, you better write plus 0 then.
yeah. So
Okay.
is this it?
You tell me. Does that look like? Could
Yeah,
you
yeah,
fit
yeah,
that into
yeah,
there?
yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay. So what do I write in the first one?
First one you write 4, and then the second one you write 1/2, and then the third one you write 0.
Okay. Let's find out. Good job. Okay. Let me just. Whoops. Okay, let's see what this is. Oh, this is a silly word problem. Object is launched on platforms, height in meters is modelled X seconds after the launch. How many seconds after the launch will the object land on the ground? Oh dear, this one is... Okay. So when it lands on the... So the height is the y-axis.
Is it the second, is it the greater x-intercept?
Yes, that's exactly what it is. Because the height is the y-axis. And so for when it lands on the ground, the height will be 0, which means it's one of the x-intercepts. But it's modelled so that the second x-intercept is when it lands on the ground. So it's the second x-intercept.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to find... So what would you do to find the second x-intercept? So basically you need to find the zeros of this. You need to find this... You need to solve this for when y is 0, right? But that's what the definition of an x-intercept is, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
how would you solve that then?
when y is when
Okay.
y,
So you would do what then?
so 0 equals?
Yes.
Okay. 0.
Oh.
0 equals negative 5x squared plus 20x plus 60.
Okay. Now, what's the first thing you can do? So you're going to solve for x, right? What's the first thing you can do?
Might put the 60 on the other side.
No, there's something before you do that.
Oh, factor out 5.
Yes.
So
Well, factor out 5 or factor out negative 5?
negative 5.
Okay, go on then.
So the negative 5 x squared plus 4x and then plus negative 12. So
Okay, hold on. So you took out negative 5, so therefore that one has to be a negative 12 because 12 times 5 is... Negative 12 times negative 5 is 60, so that's good. So you can just get rid of this plus sign, right? Okay. And what about here? So this one, negative 5 times 4x would be what? When you do the distributive property on these, that would be what?
that would be negative 20.
Yeah. So what should it be?
20.
Okay. Now what's the next simplification step we can do?
Divide each side by negative 5.
Yes.
So then that would just be x squared minus 4x minus 12 equals 0.
Yes.
So now, is it,
So you can't do the easy factorization of a plus b and a times b because... Well, actually, can you? Hold on. What are you doing?
nothing. It's fine.
So if you did a plus b and a times b, then A times B would be negative 12, so one of them would be negative, right?
Okay.
So maybe could we do it the easy way? Is there an A plus B and an A times B that equals, so A plus, you tell me, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. Negative 6 and 2.
Yeah! Okay, how do you express that then?
So
No. Undo.
why?
Because you've already got, no, put a 0 there. So you've already got the negative 6 and 2. So you can go straight to,
Oh.
what do you go straight to? Correctamundo equals 0, equals 0. Okay. So what are the two values of x here? No, that's
well,
not
the
a
bigger
0,
one,
that's not a 0,
it's
that's not a 0.
fine, but the bigger one is 2.
Is it?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Obviously.
Solve it for these two, please.
Oh. Negative 2. Okay, the biggest one is 6.
Okay, so write x equals 6 and x equals whatever. X. Okay, so the big one is 6.
Mm-hmm.
And stop doodling, please. So the big one is 6. So if we got it right, this will be 6. What's the missing constant term in the perfect
49.
square? Correcto mundo.
Yeah.
Good job.
Okay.